Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Death Ray here. How y'all doing? It is great to see you here on a lovely Saturday. Is this our first Saturday here in December? No. Yes, it is. All right, because the first day of the month was a Sunday. All right, well, welcome. It is December 7th if you're watching this live, or if you're watching it on replay. That's when we took flight on this mission here. Guys, I'm pumped. It is the 50th anniversary of the original Black Christmas from 1974. One of my favorite horror films of all time. A movie that, for me, just keeps on getting better and better every single time I watch it. Yeah, this one, I think I saw it, the first time I saw it was probably, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, and I've seen it a handful of times since then, especially the last couple years. Made sure to get in a few viewings. So really excited to get to watch with you guys here tonight. I'll be watching on Peacock, so I put links in the description below if you want to watch. I think it's on Peacock and it's on Prime, so if you don't have Peacock, you can watch it over there. I'm going to pull up the IMDb for the film as well, so if I need to refer to anybody, hopefully I can find that information really quick. So I'm going to grab that here for us. Yeah, let me know really quick, especially if you're watching this after the fact. Thank you so much for joining in and checking out the replay of the watch party. Don't forget to like and drop a comment, especially if you're watching after the fact. It really helps push the stream along. And yeah, let me know what you think of the original Black Christmas. Is this a movie that you consider a Christmas classic? Do you think it's overrated, underrated? Do you think it's fairly rated? I do have a poll going on here in the chat that just asks, is Black Christmas the best Christmas horror film of all time? If not, what's your favorite? So let me know in the chat below, or I guess off to the side, you know, if this movie is not your favorite Christmas movie. If you're watching after the fact, let me know what Christmas horror film is your favorite. So I'm going to say what's up to everybody in the chat. This is going to be, you know, last night we went on for almost 3.5 hours. It was great. It went by like that. I love hanging out with you guys and chatting with you. On these watch parties, I try to be a bit more economical with them. So I'm going to say what's up to everybody, and then we will go ahead and get the stream going here. Jamie, I assume you've got that nonsense going on in the chat, so let me just say what's up to everyone. We got Paula Fitzhenry. How are you doing, Paula? So great to see you. We got Ryan Swayze88. How you doing, Ryan? Always great to see you pop up here in the chat. Lamontre Gillard, how you doing, Lamontre? Hope you're having a great December so far. Are you currently working on something, or do you have a little bit of time off? I know that, you know, the holidays can be a bit of a time off for folks working in the entertainment business. Ashton, what's happening, man? How is that post 33rd birthday day treating you? Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Hopefully it was a great birthday for you as well. We got the OG Death Squad mod and channel member Jamie Hart in the house. How are you doing, Jamie? Really appreciate you jumping on in and kicking it with us. Hopefully you had a great night last night. Gene Whitcomb, how you doing, Gene? Yeah, it's been a good day so far. I've just, you know, Kate and I made some breakfast and sort of lazed about with some college football on. There are some championship games, conference championship games today. So we've had that on, and I've been working on some stuff for the channel. So I've got, if you missed Splattercast's appearance on Late Night with the Davey, I've got that all sectioned out and, you know, clipped out, just our live discussion, or our, you know, I guess it's not live anymore, but our live discussion from that night. That'll be dropping tomorrow in the morning. So if you missed that one, keep an eye out for that. And yeah, lining up some other fun stuff. So yeah, really pumped to be feeling better and getting right back into everything. Dean, how are you doing? Good evening to you, sir. Hopefully your weekend is off to a good start. You know, we're just about halfway through, so hopefully you're having a good one thus far. Let's see here. And Dean, sorry, I always like to bring this up when channel members jump on into the chat. Dean is one of our great channel members, so thank you so much for supporting the channel. And you know, speaking of supporting the channel, I think it was Big Rod that had asked yesterday. You know, he was wondering, like, what gives me the biggest piece of the pie? If you guys, if somebody wants to contribute financially to the channel. And yeah, YouTube with super chats and all that, I think they take like 20% or something like that, 20, 25%, something. You know, Patreon takes some money as well. But I do have right over there, I've got my Venmo QR code. I tested it out last night. It should work okay. So, you know, for Big Rod, if you join in on the stream here, or if you watch after the fact, or if any of you feel so inclined, I always use the option on Venmo to take 1 to 3 business days so they don't take any of that money. So if you're looking to contribute to the channel and you don't want anyone else's greedy little paws grabbing any of that cash, then that Venmo QR code is the way to do it. Really appreciate all of the, you know, subs and patrons and channel members, and of course our amazing Death Squad mods like Jamie Hart. Let's see here. And Jamie says, as much as I love the OG Black Christmas, I prefer watching the 2006 Black Christmas. I really enjoy that one. I thought it was going to be not that good. I just watched it for the very first time last year. I reviewed it here on the channel, and I'm going to be, as December rolls on, I'm going to be sharing those, kind of re-releasing the Black Christmas reviews from last week. I did one a week leading up to Christmas. I reviewed them in reverse order, and I've sort of just put a new coat of paint on everything, new thumbnails, new titles, and just shared those out on the community tab. So if you happen to miss those reviews from last year, it's kind of cool. We were just under 300 subs at the time. I was still, you know, I'll probably always be still kind of figuring it out and refining my game and my approach and everything. It was a little bit different. So if you want to see what the channel was like when it was a little bitty baby, you can go check out those Black Christmas reviews. And yeah, 06 Black Christmas has got great Christmas atmosphere and vibe. Really good performances there. I think all of the sorority girls are super charming. You know, Michelle Trachtenberg, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Katie Cassidy is in there. And then you've got, I'm forgetting her name right now for the moment, but you've got, let's see here. Yeah, Andrea Martin, who played Phyllis or Phil in the original. She came back and she played, you know, the house mother. She played Mrs. Max. So I thought that was a really cool touch. I really love the music in the 06 Black Christmas. I love that sudden, like, blood splatter. Whatever. You can check out the review if you want to hear all my thoughts. But yeah, I think the 06 Black Christmas is like a yearly watch for me, for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got it all taken care of. Jamie's on top. What's happening, Jenks? How you doing, man? Great to see ya. I've got to get on with you guys. I really want to do, I think I reached out to Curtis about it, doing a watch party where we watch the 2019 Black Christmas and just tear it to shreds. I hope you guys don't like that movie. I really don't like that movie. I think it would be fun to watch it and just take the piss out of it and have a laugh. So yeah, either way, we should do something sometime soon. Great seeing you, and thank you so much for being a channel member. You guys really appreciate that for sure. What's happening? Brooks Scarlett, one of our great channel members over here. How you doing, Brooks? So great to see you. Hope you're having an awesome weekend, and I hope the family as well, and all that great stuff. Oh, look at that. I just woke up. Thanks for waking up, buddy. There you are. Perfect. Perfect timing. While you're making your breakfast and all that stuff, doing your daily or your morning routine, Prince, we'll watch a little Black Christmas. Yeah, Jamie, it's funny. The other night on Late Night with the Davy, at the very end, right when I was saying goodbye to everyone, like, it was a totally clean show. As soon as I was thanking everyone for hanging out, somebody jumped in and started harassing Aaron Click and started harassing me and all that stuff. So just totally ridiculous. Yeah. There you go, Dean, throwing Ashton some birthday love. Hey, no worries at all. You know, that's why we have a nice, strong reserve of Death Squad mods. And yeah, I get it. You know, it's one of those things where we all got lives to live, for sure. So no worries, Jamie. I hope it was good Christmas stuff to take care of. I hope it went well. And we're just happy to have you for every moment that we can, you know. Paula throwing some love there. Prince says National Lampoon's Vacation. It is for today. Love you, man. Thanks for helping out. Of course, you got it, Prince. Kate and I actually, she went to that Luke Grimes concert last night. She didn't get home until about 1:30 in the morning, and we put on Christmas Vacation, watched about half of it, and finished it this morning for sure. And it looks like, there we go, Jamie's got it all taken care of. Nicholas Woodall, how are you doing? One of our great channel members. Nicholas, I think you were just gifted a channel membership just recently, so welcome to the fold. I hope you enjoy your time here. I got to get something going for the channel members here sometime really soon. Hey, no worries. It's always going to be tough choices, especially when it comes to two of the great Christmas movies. So yeah, definitely going to watch Scrooged sometime soon as well. What's happening, Kyle Curtis? How are you doing? So great to see ya. Man, if you guys don't sub over to Flet's Movies and Pop Culture 13, you should go check out the channel, watch some of his videos. He's always going live with people and interviewing creative types. He had Damian Rugna on there from When Evil Lurks, which was really, really cool. So go check out his channel, see if it's for you, and think about throwing him a sub. Love that guy. All right, let's see here. We got all sorts of fun stuff happening in the chat. Boom, 100% love to do a watch party. There you go. All right, Jenks, I will set it up. Let's we can talk offline and set up a good time and date for everyone. And yeah, that would be fun. I can make up a thumbnail, and maybe we could simulcast it over on your guys' channel. I'm not sure if you have StreamYard. Maybe you use something different, but if you do use StreamYard, we can simulcast it over on your channel as well. That would be great. Get a little overlap. You know what I mean? There you go. Boom. Jamie is on it. Oh no, they are doing everything. Gory Tiger, how you doing, Gory? So great to see you. Thank you so much for stopping on in. Love seeing the zombie jack-o'-lantern alien skull crossbones. Boom, there it is. Let's see who else we got running in. It looks like I've said hello to everyone. Yeah, Brooke, the trolls are hanging out tonight. And, you know, Brooke, I know that other channels have trusted you with mod powers, and I've been looking to add a couple just so that way, you know, none of the mods do feel obligated to show up to every stream. I'd never want the mods to feel that way. I'd like to find enough people that I trust that there's always going to be one or two hanging out and nearby. So, you know, if that's something you'd be open to, no pressure or anything, we can talk offline and I can make that happen. Or if that doesn't need to be discussed and you're totally cool with it, let me know in the chat and I can make it happen right now. Dean Renner says, every time a troll pops up, I just think Skynet has entered the chat. That's great. All right, let's see what we got. Ryan is down to be a mod. And I think, Ryan, I've seen you. Who do you mod for one of the other channels? I've jumped in quite a bit just as an audience member. I'm trying to think of who it is. Is it Born to Be Rad or is it somebody else? I can't quite remember right now. I'm always hopping in on all sorts of chats and everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and strengthen the numbers here. Let me see. Let me go. Oh, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Add as moderator. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Boom. There you are, Brooke. You are officially a mod. Let's see here. This movie came out the same year as Chinatown, and in the remake 2006, they also used the line, "She's my sister and my daughter." Is that, oh yeah, so that line, yeah, because that's one of the big plot points of Chinatown. Okay, it took me a second, Slasher Fred. Welcome to the chat. Welcome back to hanging out with the Death Squad mods. Love it. Yeah, no, I don't blame you at all, Jamie. I trust Brooke because I've seen her, you know, over on Dave's channel for years now, and I see that she's a mod elsewhere, and I know that it's the real Brooke because she's got the channel member thing, so I know it's not an imitator. So yeah. Nicholas Woodall, I've seen that trailer. It looks terrible. It looks absolutely terrible. Gory, the movie is streaming on Peacock and Prime. I think it's streaming on Tubi as well, but as far as I know, Tubi always gives commercials for me. So I've got links in the description below. If you have Peacock or Prime, you should be good. Let's see here. Mod for Frank and Brendan and Sam. Okay, that's where I've seen it. What's happening, Coy? How you doing? Happy Sanjo. Welcome to the chat. Boom, there it is. Hell yeah. This is hilarious. Like I said last night, you know, I think this troll, I was like, what did I say? I don't know if this troll could even turn on an Atari 2600. All right. Boom, look at that. Nobody loves me, says Happy Sanjo. No way, bud. We got Prince was right on it. Prince was right on it. Brooke was right there. Booyaka shot. And yeah, guys, this makes me we're gonna get the movie going really, really quick. I just want to bring this up. Coy has just used one of his member chats, so I just want to let the members know, you know, if you're watching live or you're watching after the fact, every month that you are a member, you get one of these free like member chats. It pops up kind of like a super chat. It's just, you know, it's a really cool opportunity for us to celebrate how long you've been a member and just to shine another, you know, a brighter light on you. And, you know, thank you for everything that you do as a channel member. So make sure, guys, whether or not you're gifted the membership or you're purchasing it and you're, you know, purchasing it month after month, it's really cool. It lets us know here that Coy's been a member for 4 months. Coy's been a member since day one, people. And it's really cool to follow that journey. I just posted one on Dave's channel the other day and it was like 15 months. And I was like, that's really cool. Like, I know how long I've been supporting him and so does he. And it's kind of fun. So, so there you go. Just, you know, I just want you guys to know, feel free to use those. And yeah, let's go ahead and get the movie going. We're about 17 minutes into the chat, or into the stream here. So let's go ahead and get this going. I've got the timer set to 5 seconds. Because I'm working on dual screens right now, I'm going to start the movie. And when the movie hits 5 seconds, I'm going to push start again on the timer there. So, and holy cow, look at that. Coy has gifted a Davey Death Ray membership. Let's see who that one goes to. Boom, Paula Fitzhenry was gifted a membership by Happy Sanjo. Hell yeah. Paula, I think you are coming back to being a member because I think you may have been gifted a membership sometime in the recent past. So welcome to the Death Squad family. Welcome to that higher tier. I love seeing everybody celebrate that. We got Dean jumping in on it and Brooke as well. That's really, really cool. So congratulations, Paula. Hope you enjoy your time here as a member. And yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get this going. I am watching on Peacock. Let's see here. Black Christmas, it's got a Rotten Tomato score of 71% from the critics and 76% from the audience. And let's see where we're at on our poll. I'm interested to see, is Black Christmas the best Christmas horror film of all time? 75% of 16 people, so that's 12 people, say yes, it is. So the other 3 people there, or 4 people there, right? Let me know, what is your favorite? I'm guessing, Jamie, you might maybe Black Christmas 06 is your favorite Christmas horror film of all time. I'm just curious to know. So let me know there in the chat. And if you're watching after the fact, let me know in the comments. Boom. Coy bought a new gaming PC this morning. What do gaming PCs cost these days? I don't even know. I would imagine if you're like savvy with it and you can build your own computer, you probably can save almost half the money. But I'm just curious to know what it costs to, you know, put together a gaming PC. I've never done that. I've always been a console guy because it's just easier. And I come from that retro age where, you know, I just love playing Castlevania and fucking Contra and shit. Pat, that Halloween movie collector, is in the chat. How are you doing, Pat? What do you think about Black Christmas 1974? I would imagine you've got to be a pretty big fan, but I don't want to assume too much. Appreciate you jumping in, man. Yeah, guys, if you don't sub over to Pat's channel, please go and check him out. And, you know, just like Flet's Movies and Pop Culture 13, check out some vids, see if it's for you, and think about giving it a subscribe. Yeah, last one was from 20. So 4 years has got to be quite a while. Yeah, unless you're switching out cards and stuff like that. There you go. Nicholas Woodall says P2 is my favorite Christmas horror movie. I'm going to watch that this weekend, Nicholas. Guys, I did watch Black Friday yesterday after our stream. That was the movie that won the poll during the stream of what movie should I watch. And I really enjoyed Black Friday. It didn't like completely blow my mind, but man, it was such an easy watch. It was very economical. It got right to it. I really I enjoyed the characters. They were all well defined. I was expecting Bruce Campbell to be a total chode for the whole movie, and he was actually his character turned out to be a pretty good guy. Devon Sawa was really good. The girl from Ivana Baquero, I think is her name, the girl from Pan's Labyrinth, I didn't even recognize her. She was really good there. So yeah, Black Friday is a movie that I would definitely go back to and watch, you know. Christmas Vacation. Well, what about Christmas horror movie? Holy cow, almost $3 grand. Best Christmas film of all time. Yeah, just sticking to horror. Silent Night, Deadly Night. Perfect. Ryan Olashow, what's happening, Ryan? I swear we're gonna get going on the movie, everybody. I just want to say what's up to everybody. Boom, and there you go. I'm in the beginning stages of mine too. Building a gaming. Oh no, you're looking at. I'm going to be pushing my YouTube hardcore soon. There you go. Hell yeah! When you guys are up and running, please, or I mean, even Koi, we've talked about. We need to get on our Scream Talk. Let's plan that for after the holidays, just because I know it can be a really busy time for everyone. So let's plan that for sometime in January. I think that would be perfect. And then yeah, once you guys are even humming along more, and you want to, pop on the show and come hang out on Late Night with the Davey. Nicholas, I have seen Terrifier 3. There's actually a whole live stream that I put together where I'm a lot more on task than I am on this live stream. The whole first like 20 minutes are me talking about Terrifier 3, and I get into spoilers and all that stuff. You can check that out on the channel. It's that video, that live stream, it was almost at 1,000 views. That's one of my best live streams of all time. I think the Cody Leach Late Night with the Davey is the only live stream I have that's more than 1,000 views right now. It is, yeah, probably it's out of the 3 movies, it's the one that I'd be most inclined to purchase for sure, Ryan. I think it is the best, the most fun that I've had watching a Terrifier movie, and hopefully they keep on getting better. Yeah, I've never seen that one, Slasher Fred. 3 videos up. News video about Halloween Aftermath posted a couple days ago. Dean, I tried to look. Is it just through your name there that I find your channel? Because I looked you up a couple weeks ago when you had mentioned it, and I wasn't able to find it. If somebody wants to, if one of the mods wants to share Dean and Koi's links and even Pat's in the chat, please feel free. Kevin, what's happening? Says Silent Night, Deadly Night has really grown on me. Initially strongly disliked it, but there's something about that vintage B-movie aura and frozen trauma exploration that has me won over. I've never seen that movie. I gotta jump in and check those movies out. All right, guys, we're at 22 minutes, almost 23 minutes. Let's go ahead and get the movie rolling here. Let me see here. Black Christmas 1974. Let me just go ahead and turn the music off here. Let's pause that. Look at that. All right. A little bit of a needle, not a needle drop, a needle pickup there. Yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get this rolling. All right. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, go. On go, I'm going to push play. So here we are. Let me know in the chat if you're watching this along, and if you're watching after the fact, let me know in the comments if you've synced it up to your own physical copy, or if you're watching on one of the streaming services. Again, link in the description below, and we got the timer right up there in the corner. So if you lose your spot or need to sync up partway through the stream, you can find us there. All right, so here we are. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. There we go, and we got the timer going. So the bells are chiming. We're seeing the house. Black Christmas is up on the screen. We have a title card, ladies and gentlemen. The copy on Peacock is a little shaky. I wonder if there's like a really nice 4K or something where they've really like locked it in solid. You got Keir Dalia from 2001: A Space Odyssey, Margot Kidder from the Superman films, and much more, of course. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. That 06 version is awesome. It's really good. Jamie, I saw Legion in the theater, and I don't remember too much about it. I should probably watch it again. Yeah, it's got that whole, like, isolated location. Like, doesn't it all take place at, like, a diner/gas station in the middle of nowhere kinda thing? It's like a battle for, the soul of humanity writ large. Pretty fun stuff. Another Christmas horror film, Don't Open Till Christmas, which is a reversal of the whole serial killer in a Santa suit. All right. I've seen that one pop up, I think, on Shudder last year or something like that. Maybe I should check it out. There's a lot of Christmas horror movies I've never seen, guys. And man, just right away, the feel. I love those big bulbs, like the big Christmas lights. And then, we get this really cool first-person shot. Not the first time that first person had been used in a horror film, But certainly one of the times to me that like really stands out as being like an influential version of this, especially right here, the shaky cam and the breathing. Where have I seen that? There was a movie that came out 4 years after this. I feel like I've seen that in that movie. Black Christmas almost feels like inspiration to Halloween and Friday the 13th. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, we get those little flickers of his face, little glimpse, but nothing much. I especially think it's, a big inspiration to Halloween. Uh, Friday the 13th, I didn't really even think about it until I had seen Bay of Blood, the Mario, I think it's Mario Bava that did that one. Bay of Blood or Twitch of the Death Nerve, whichever title, the film by. Um, Man, really, really similar to, or at least like it seems like a big inspiration to the original Friday the 13th. Maybe like the first 2 or 3 Friday the 13th, especially the way they did the blood and everything like that. There you go. You got Pat's link. Thank you so much, Jamie. What's happening, Gina? How are you doing? So great to see ya. There you go. Oh, Jamie, I had just mentioned Dean and Coy. Happy Sanjo and Dean. There you go. Enter the Cinevault. It's Dean. Switched over to my dedicated channel. Okay, there you go. My regular channel with just my name is for popping into streams and hanging out. Okay, so that's Dean's channel. There is Enter the Cinevault. Thank you so much. I love Margot is just, I'm sure it looks like she's actually drinking for real, or at least it sounds that way with her performance. Otherwise, she's just really good at doing that. It seems like she always has like a cigarette and a drink or a bottle in her hand throughout this movie. Yeah, it's the story that I've heard Slasher Fred is kind of similar to that. It's that Bob Clark told John Carpenter, "Hey, if I ever made a sequel to Black Christmas, I would set it on Halloween and the killer from Black Christmas has escaped from the jail or hospital that he was in." Boom. Thank you so much, Jamie. Really appreciate that. Yeah, guys, and just, give these channels a shot, check them out and see if they're for you. Yeah. I think a lot of Bay of Blood inspired Friday the 13th. I mean, not the plot really, but the way the horror was executed. Boom, perfect. Awesome. Yeah, it's good. And this movie is just it's really creepy. This whole like I don't know. Maybe it's as I get older, it's like the simple things that seem kind of more believable freak me out a lot more. And this movie is definitely one of those. Nah, fat couple. Yeah, I'm wearing my leash. Leave me alone. And this guy, Billy, is ballsy in this movie. Like, he really is. I think what makes this movie really freaky to me is it seems kind of realistic. Like the way that actual serial killers or people, when they're, people that get caught after they've, done that a couple times and they're like on their way to becoming a serial killer. It's almost like half of the thrill is, am I going to get caught for Billy? It's the risk that he really likes. Gold-plated whore? Is that what she called her mom on the phone? And there we've got Lynn Griffin there. Good old Claire, who we'd see, come back to Black Christmas and It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. And of course, she was at the very beginning of Thanksgiving. There you go. Awesome. Shared Coy's link as well. Thank you so much, Jamie. Really appreciate it. You really are on the clock tonight. I'm going to have to get you some flowers. Yeah, I absolutely love this film. Margot is great, especially with that cop. Yeah, and that scene is really funny. That actor was also in Porky's, Doug McGrath. I'm just looking at the IMDb really quick. I am cheating. I don't know all of this stuff by heart. Yeah, but Doug McGrath was in he plays one of the gym teachers, like the senior gym teacher in Porky's, and he's awesome there. A Bob Clark staple. I really like this too because there's this sense that like something is weighing on Jess, you know? There's a tension and we don't know about it. I do think that everything that she's dealing with the unwanted pregnancy and all that is like handled really tastefully here. And you know, it's I like you know people say that this movie's kind of controversial because of that, because of what Jess is going through here, but I think it's actually like a really fair look at it, you know? Like I don't think the filmmakers really pick a side. And oh, we got Billy's first phone call here. Pig noises. Sounds like he smoked a cigarette too hard. And there's like multiple voices going on in some of these, like some overlap. It's really interesting. Phil's glasses, the hexagonal glasses or octagonal glasses, remind me of those things that like hold your Easter egg when you like dip them into the dye. And Margot's character is like kind of into it, or at least like willing to see where it goes. She is saucy. See, look at those glasses, like dipping Easter eggs in the dye. No? Am I off there? I don't know. Lick it. Pretty Piggy, see you next Tuesday. See, I think the language, jeez, the language here to me is more controversial than the unwanted pregnancy issue. Jeez. I love that she throws another sorority under the bus. Why don't you go find a wall socket? Yeah. And then with the calmest voice, says, "I'm going to kill you," and hangs up the phone. Haunting stuff. And that's another interesting thing about this movie that I think really drives the tension is that the girls don't know if it's you get a prank call, you just figure it's nothing, right? It's like the stupid trolls that we get in the chat, you know? You want to just think, "Oh, it's nothing, it's just crying wolf, it's not going to be anything serious." And little do these ladies know that it is ultimately serious and that what Billy just said to Barb there is going to come true. A bull. Yeah. I don't even know how you would have found out back then other than calling the operator, and who knows if they would give that information out. Oh, the plow took the mailbox. That's terrible. Hey there, A Butler. Welcome to the chat. I'm not sure if this is your first time, but you're hanging out with the Death Squad, so everybody make A Butler feel very, very welcome. We have Mrs. Mack, who's putting in her audition as for the role of the Penguin here with her little cigarette stem holder there. There you go. Perfect. He did, yeah. Directed Porky's, directed Christmas Story. Bob Clark was all over the place. And I think, even though this film has like very grim moments, we're about to come up on one here very shortly. There is at times there's like this fun-loving nature to the movie. And there is a really similar like vibe to A Christmas Story. There you can see that. This is just yeah, freaky and creepy. Thank you so much, Brooke. Really appreciate that. Enjoy that din din, and we'll see you next time around. And guys, speaking of my eyes clearing up, if you were on the stream the other night, you know that there was a chat from Raymond at the very beginning where he ended up going to the hospital. One of our great community members, Raymond Malaber. I haven't seen him back into the chat, so just keep your thoughts with him. Good vibes, prayers, whatever you're into. Just keep them in your thoughts. And we'll welcome him back, when he's ready to go. Yep, Slasher Fred, you're absolutely right. It became a trope after this movie. There we go. Holy shit. And then yeah, we go from this really like the most serious movie or moment we've had in the movie to like kind of a jokey moment where Mrs. Mack is like, "Oh, I have to act like I like this thing," but she like almost breaks that fourth wall. She pulls a Deadpool there by, letting us know that she is none too pleased. Put it on. And it's funny, Ralphie from A Christmas Story didn't want to put on his bunny pajama onesie. Look, Barb's got the bottle, the cigarette, and a glass. Wow. Amazing. What a gal. What a gal. Yeah, Gene. Oh my gosh. What he says on the phone that's the reason why Kate can't watch any of these movies, just because of that element. It's very upsetting stuff. But executed so well. It's funny. People get so worked up about like not wanting unsavory things in horror movies, and it's like, but isn't that kind of what the movies are all about? I was reading half-star reviews of The Evil Dead last night, and it's funny because most people that hated the movie bring up a specific assault scene. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And they sort of use that as the basis of like horror can be better than this. And I'm like, guys, the movie is called Evil Dead. These things are evil. What's the most evil thing that you could do? What's the most evil violation that you could put upon somebody? And that movie does that to one of the characters. And they're also like, it has nothing to do with the plot. And I'm like, kind of has everything to do with the plot. That scene with Cheryl, unfortunately, it's sort of like what really kicks everything into high gear. Anyways, enough about that. We got Mrs. Mack just really enjoying some blissful alcoholism, Love that. She's got that book. She's got it all. I mean, we'll just see. There's a couple other places where she's hiding the booze. It's great. Direct line to the police station is my dad had friends who worked there. I mainly found them at the pub. That's hilarious. Yes, thank you so much, Dean. I didn't want that to to be forgotten or to not be said. What's happening, Adrian? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Slasher Fred. Hello. The way that Jess says hello. Hello. Like, is there a U at the end of hello? No, go drink some booze, Mrs. Mack. We'll see you later. Yeah, that's true. They do bring that bag in there. And then, man, in the 06 remake, I love that opening scene, that the bag and the fountain pen. I think that's what it is, a fountain pen in that scene. I love that whole bag business for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And then it was also after When a Stranger Calls, Slasher Fred, it was one of those things that became like, it was sort of put in, all sorts of TV show. Like every time they did like a parody or a Halloween episode, it seemed like they sort of made fun of the call is coming from within the house. What's happening, Mark? How you doing? So great to see you. Welcome to the stream. We've got links in the description below if you want to watch Black Christmas along with us. And then, of course, I've got the timer up there. I love that she's like, brush my teeth. Where's my booze? She just had a drink. She just had a big old drink. Telephone code. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good way to go. Got to have something, some sort of way to communicate. Yeah, A. Butler. Mrs. Mack is so funny. Love her sneaking drinks of sherry and her foul language. She looks like a sweet old lady. She looks like a party animal. She looks like John Candy's sister. In a couple of hours, I'm about to go help some people indulge in some blissful alcoholism. There you go, Dean. It's not really if you're at least if you're drinking at a bar, yes, you could be an alcoholic, but if you have cut out the shape of your sherry bottle into an encyclopedia, or you're pulling bottles out of the toilet tank, there's no question you are absolutely an alcoholic. Thank you, Jamie. It's so creepy. The Lynn's face is perfect there, and then the fact that when the movie comes to an end, they still haven't even found her. Bad work by the police force here. They don't even check the attic. Not once. Wouldn't they would you would find Mrs. Mack hanging in there and Claire, I think, if my memory serves. Yeah, John Saxon is the cop of all cops. He's also in I'm a big Mystery Science Theater 3000 fan, Slasher Fred, and he is in Joel's last episode, episode number 512, Mitchell with Joe Don Baker. And John Saxon plays the main villain in that movie. He plays a mob boss. Saxon is great. Love John Saxon. I love these outfits here. The black couple. Look at that. That coat, that like long pea coat, and then the leather jacket with the fur. Man, the fashion in the 70s was okay, magnifique. Gory, that's a good question. We've counted two so far. And I'm sure she drinks out in the well, maybe she doesn't drink out in the open, and that's why she has hidden bottles, but two so far. There you go. Yep. John Candy's sister. Oh, I've never listened to that radio play. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. I would imagine at some point when telephones, were rising in popularity, it was kind of like the way that we had a trend about like internet horror movies, even way back in the 90s, there was like fear.net and all that stuff. So it's interesting to think that yes, like back when that you would do something like sorry wrong number and it would just be um you're sort of going with what's new to the times, and commenting on that. That's hilarious, Jamie. The foul mouth Santa is dreadful here. When I was 12, my mom started making me babysit my brothers, taking a job from my usual sitters. First time I sat, they kept calling me and pranking me to scare me into quitting. I didn't fall for it. Well, you're resilient, Jamie, and that's what makes you such a great mod as well. Yeah. That's coming up, Gene. Right? There's that poster there, but then there's the next one, right? Because I think there's the whole like hippies one. If it rang in a certain way, interesting. So they would like let a certain amount of rings go before you'd pick up or something? Yeah, it's hilarious. The Dean Martin of the household, yeah. Her and Barb are vying for that title, Ryan, for sure. Zac Efron kind of looks like a young John Saxon. I can see that a little bit, kind of that square jaw, strong chin. Yeah, for sure. I think Zac Efron honestly like would be a good whenever they're ready to recast Bruce Banner because he's got that, I like the Jack Kirby Incredible Hulk look that's more of the square face, and he's got that square face. Absolutely, Ryan. Hell yeah. Look at that. Gina is celebrating 3 months of being a channel member. Thank you so much, Gina. Really appreciate you. And I really appreciate you when you can't make the stream or can't hang out the whole time. I love that you come back and check them out. Really appreciate that. It helps the streams have that second life so much. And really appreciate your support, not only as a member, but, commenting and hanging out for sure. And I love that you're able to catch a live stream as well. It's awesome. Yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one, Slasher Fred. Well, and here's okay. So this is the third hidden bottle. So this is 3 hidden bottles so far. She's talking to herself in her drunken stupor. Well, maybe not to be drinking constantly. Maybe that's what they expect from you. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have a little sip here. This house is so big, huge, ornate, gorgeous. Claudikins. Yeah, bitch. No. That's the way to go. Yeah. I'm trying to think because Claire's dad is just see these really great comedic moments. It's not like I know it's dirtier with the language, but there is he carries some of this charm, Bob Clark does, into, movies like Porky's and then even more wholesome movies like A Christmas Story. Love that flip off there too. That's almost the classic from Evil Dead right there. Almost. Jeez. That's cool cinematic language right there. Seeing the dad leave and then, pulling it back to be like, she's right there. She's that close. Yeah. Take a shot every time Margot Kidder's drinking. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Slasher Fred. I know that when the '06 movie was being made, it did have the blessing of Bob Clark. And unfortunately, the Weinsteins, intervened, and it was a pretty miserable experience for that writer director because he's such a huge fan of this original film and really did want to pay homage and, brought in Bob Clark. I mean, Bob Clark may have actually been like a consultant. He may have been credited with that if I'm correct on that one. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's really a shame. I do think the '06 movie is very enjoyable. However, it does have some things that don't really work for me. And most of those things, when I read through the trivia on IMDb, it turns out they were decisions made by Bob and what's his butt Weinstein. What's the other Weinstein's name? Can't even think of it right now. Harvey, Bob and Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. Why couldn't I think of the one that's like a completely sick individual? Think I would think of him first. Yes, they sure do. Yeah, it seems like they like to just jump in and be like, "Oh, nothing needs to be changed, but I want to put my stamp on this one." So, skin cookies. We're gonna do skin cookies, and we're also gonna do incest. Yeah, yep. I love this old-timey look of the foreground and the background both being in focus, and then you have that blurred line in the middle. I love that old-timey. I don't you don't really, at least I don't notice it in films nowadays, but it seems like in the '70s and '80s it was like a cool little trick to have everything be in focus, but you get that nice blur in the middle there. I'm trying to think what other movie I've noticed it in some other films. I can't think of which ones right now. That whole thing with Barb is yeah. Talk about Holly Weird, even though this is a Toronto film. And what's under that robe? Well, I guess we know what's under that robe because we saw it in Romeo and Juliet. Oh, I've never seen Tribute. With Jack Lemmon. I love Jack Lemmon. Creepy voice. Ugh. Yeah, and Dave does a really good job. Like in It's Me Billy chapters 1 and 2, like his Billy voice is spot on. Oh, and here's our guy, Bruce McGrath, right? Doug McGrath, sorry. Doug McGrath, who is hilarious in Porky's. And he's pretty all right here as well. Yeah, and basically hung up too. Yeah. I remember reading that as well, Jamie, that yeah, Michelle Trachtenberg was pissed because they insisted on her having a bloody and horrific death scene. Yeah. Yeah, they wanted to like gouge her eyes out. They also brought somebody in. The producers brought another person in, or they shot footage without the director there that they used in the trailer that was never meant to be in the film. So if you know the film well, or if you've just watched the film, watch the trailer after because there's all sorts of stuff they don't even put in there, and that really pissed off the director. I'm vaguely European. That's weird. Because she's up in the attic, freezing, dead. There we go. It's empty, but that's bottle number 4. Bottle number 4. Holy cow, we have 15 people hanging out in here. That is awesome for a watch party in the middle of smack dab in the middle of Saturday. Let me check out that 24 votes, and we're still at 75-25 on whether or not Black Christmas is the greatest, the best Christmas horror film of all time. Let your voice be heard. Lucio is a new exchange. This is great. This is some of that Porky's humor coming in here, you know? Too funny. And we got 12 likes, but wait a minute. 12 likes, but we have 15 people hanging out. 14 people hanging out now. Let's get that like number up. If you're watching, please click that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share the channel or the stream with a horror lover in your life. And think about becoming a member. Just 99 cents a month if you want to become a channel member. And if you're watching after the fact, thank you so much. Hit that like button, drop a comment. Let me know what you think of Black Christmas 1974. Gory, we're up to 4 right now, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I still think the 06 version, I think it survives the meddling of the Weinsteins. Not every movie that they touch survived, but I think this one does. There's just skin cookies, the incest, and then the other thing too is I think is it Katie Cassidy's boyfriend in it. Um, Sort of wish if that character's going to be in there, I sort of wish he was like a little more fleshed out. Seems like he just pops in to make us think that he could be involved with what's going on in the house, and it seems very WB-ish. Yeah. I love this performance here because I guess we're supposed to think, oh, he's playing terribly, but sometimes this is what I hear when I listen to somebody play solo piano. I just hear I can't tell, like, are they playing well or are they not? Because he's really like having an emotional fit. I mean, he's sweating more than I usually do. The two of these guys have like judges robes on. It's pretty funny. Like I can't. It sounds like they really just have him. They do just have him hit random stuff. He's got so much confidence. It's all about the confidence, right? It's not about hitting the right notes. How was that? Was I good? Do I get to go to the conservatory? Yeah. Billy's freakouts. All of them are unsettling, yeah. And then we get a little, seems innocuous at first, but it ends up becoming a big thing here later. Yeah. Well, that POV shot has been used for, decades at this point for sure. I think Cat People was like the first slasher to do it. Peeping Tom does it. Yeah. definitely, I would imagine since the dawn of cinema, at some point, there'd be a point of view, even if it was a point of view of an object. That is the most Canadian read of the word mouth I've ever heard. Right? Nothing's being done. Sometimes the Canadian accent, not all Canadians sound like this, but sometimes it's like they sort of pronounce words the way that English people would pronounce them, but not really with the accent, like very, very close. I would imagine maybe we have Ryan. Are you one of our neighbors to the north here for us folks in the States? Maybe we have some Canadians in the chat that can chime in. I watch Happy Console Gamer on YouTube, and I think his father was British. He grew up in like British Columbia. And when he says, instead of saying been, like, what have you been up to? He says been. It's just one of those things I noticed. Accents fascinate me. You know, Gene, I didn't know Bob personally, and I'm no doctor, but I think that he would be very, very happy with what Bruce and Dave did with It's Me, Billy. I think what they did was very respectful to the work that he had left. And I think that he would have found it flattering for sure. Oliver Hudson's character was unnecessary tripe filler with a nice looking face. Yeah, they couldn't get Jensen Ackles, could they? So they're like, well, let's get this guy. But I just think that maybe some of the stuff was cut out. I don't know. But it seems like he's just so sparsely in there. It's mostly for a red herring. And I think it would have been earned a little bit more if he was just in the movie a little more as well. And the whole weird side plot with like the sex tape kind of thing, that was pretty odd. But whatever. Barb talking about fucking. Well, for zebras, it's not premature ejaculation, Barb. I mean, if that's how they do it, you know, animals are a lot more about the business and not so much the pleasure. This guy's furrowed brow is like top tier. Should we do a tier ranker or tier maker of furrowed brows? Yeah, many Hitchcockian moments. Oh, absolutely. I did not know that Olivia Hussey had played the young version of Norma Bates in Psycho 4. I did not know that. Is that a made-for-TV movie? But yeah, Hitchcockian. I think the one thing that Hitchcock did really well is he would make you fear something that was relatively innocuous or just like, you know, make you fear some object or fear something that, you know, made people afraid to take a shower, you know, tried to make birds scary. I don't really like the birds, but at least he made that attempt, right? You know, that he was so good at that. Rear Window, like fear of your neighbors, fear of like what's across the courtyard, you know, what's living right next to you. You have no idea. And I think this movie does that. I think it's one of the things I mentioned in my review. If you check out my review here, Slasher Fred, this movie makes you fear that random phone call, that phone ringing. That's how the movie closes out, is the phone ringing. And I think in a similar way, I'm not sure if you've ever seen Shutter Island. Shutter Island makes you fear that lighthouse. You know, um, it's a very Hitchcockian move. Ooh. Yeah, breaking a piano with a mic stand. So this is his personal piano? Or is this guy such a spoiled rich brat that he can destroy the conservatory's piano and his parents will just pay for the damages? Because that's got to be a lot of money. You know, I've only seen the original Psycho. I've never seen any of the sequels, and I've heard the second one is, you know, I've watched all sorts of great you know, retrospective kind of reviews of it. So I know, you know, everything's sort of been like spoiled for me, but to me that doesn't really matter. I can always take myself out of that and enjoy the movie for what it is. I don't like when new movies are spoiled, but come on, if it's something that came out like around the time I was born, like I can't be mad about it being spoiled. Oh, interesting. You gotta reverse that footage, Slasher Fred. I saw it in the theater. Jamie Hart. Mrs. Quaife? That's a crazy last name. Yeah, I really gotta watch it. I have to watch all of them. I've heard really good stuff. I've heard they all, even 3 and 4, I've heard good things about. I'm back. John Saxon. Oh, they got the bloodhounds out. Look out. We've got about an hour left in the film, ladies and gentlemen. Love that coverall ski mask. What do they call that? The balaclava, something like that? Yes, sir. No, sir. Are you doing something in the morning, Davey? Tomorrow morning, I am dropping so a couple weeks ago, the Dylan and Luke from Splattercast were on Late Night with the Davey, and I clipped out that discussion, that sort of interview that we had where we talked about Thanksgiving and talked about the Grindhouse trailer and all that kind of stuff. I just clipped that out, and I'm going to be premiering that. So it's a replay essentially, but just of that section of the show. And that's going to be premiering tomorrow morning. Yeah. So if you missed that one, Gory, you can check it out there on the replay. Bottle 5. This is bottle 5. So yeah, Dean, if you are doing a shot per bottle, you're kind of in trouble right now because that's 5 shots within 40 minutes. And I may go live tomorrow, Gory, but it may just be for the channel members. So channel members, keep an eye out for something. Let's find something fun to do tomorrow. There you go, Prince, keeping it light. Well, Dean, I'm pumped that you, with that last bit of free time you have before having to get ready for work, I'm super pumped that you came and hung out with us, man. That's really, really cool. I hope the night at work is smooth, and that everyone takes care of you with that tippage, mass tippage, balaclava. Okay, yeah, I've never even. Where does that word come from? Is that some sort of like Arabic kind of thing, or I don't know? Yeah, 5 shots in 40 minutes is like you're puking. Unless you just ate Thanksgiving dinner, but hopefully a lighter version of Thanksgiving dinner because you don't want to pile too much in there and then you just vomit Yeah, they do the sound. It sounds like there's some like playing of like harp strings. I think what it might be actually is like a piano and they're just like playing with the strings on the piano that's opened up. Because they're definitely trying to tease that whole like, could it be, is it Peter? Jess's boyfriend? They're trying to like tease that. Like, is it him? So I think that's a really subtle way that through the filmmaking, and the cinematic language, that they're trying to put that thought in your mind subconsciously. Yeah, it is absolutely peak Christmas horror. Is this the first time you've seen it, Prince? Or one of the first times you've seen it? Boom, reheating Chinese. Can't do it in a microwave. We got to throw it in a pan or something like that. Man, she's got some yellow ass stained teeth. Holy cow. It was a different era, folks. People smoked and drank coffee and never flossed or brushed, seemingly. And then when she realizes here what's about to happen to her, as she sees Claire, and then what? She turns around and then here we go, John Candy's sister. And she like, how freaky deaky. Boom. What are the odds, right? What are the odds that it would be a clean stab? That hook must be really, really sharp. Yeah, Prince, it is for being 50 years old, especially. This movie still packs a really great punch. Awesome, Jamie. I'm so jealous. I want some damn cookies. What kind of cookies are you making? Please talk to me about your cookies that you are baking so I can have, FOMO and also so I can live vicariously through you. Hell yeah, man. I'm the same way, Dean. Like, even if I have got some other stuff going on or I know I can't stay for the whole time, I do like to jump in on people's streams just to say what's up and hang out for a little bit. It's to me, it's being an audience member on YouTube has been such a big part of my life the last like almost 20 years or so. So I want to keep that up for sure. Yeah, hoping for the best on the tippage. Man, it's the holidays. People got to be nice to you. Especially if they're like any people. I don't know if you live in the kind of place where people come home for Christmas. Those people especially should be kind to you. Send me some casserole. Sugar cookies and snickerdoodles. That sounds awesome. Love it. I'm a really big fan of, yeah, the Christmas cutout sugar cookies. The ones that my mom makes, I really love those. Little like frosting on top with the granular sprinkles, like the red and green granulars. I really love those, especially back home in Alaska when I was growing up. She would take like those big tins, the tins that they like put Christmas like popcorn, the three different popcorns in. My mom would take those tins and she would load up, she would stack plates of Christmas cookies, wrapped in foil, stack them, and we would put them in the garage that was unheated. And I swear, after like 2 days in the garage, the cookies were like had the perfect I don't know. They were just even more tasty. God, I love sugar cookies for Christmas. I've never had pistachio ice cream. And here we go. They found the girl. I don't know if I think it's is she supposed to be high school age or something like that, I think. That friggin' phone, man. Hello. 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 Again with you. Help me, please stop me. He is tons of schizo here. Yes, Dean. Yes. Ugh. Much appreciated, Prince. Brownie cutouts. I like watching it with the closed captions on because sometimes with the phone calls, it's difficult to pick every word out, but they do a good job on the captions. So you really get a better sense of the psychosis for sure, I would say. Up there, there is so much room where babies burp and flowers bloom. Everyone dreams, I can dream too. Up there, up where the iris ocean blue. Name that movie. He's right behind you. It's her boyfriend, right? No one cares. No one cares. Yes, South Park, bigger, longer, uncut. Yeah, kind of. Yes, it's kind of going for that. It's sort of the way Trey Parker sings when he does like his cheesy guy voice. This guy acts so fucking entitled. He's weird. Who gives a shit? He just has this whole like, I came into your house and slept in your bed. It's all your fault. Jamie. I think I did too. I think, gosh, I'm pretty sure I did. Are these cops taking it seriously or not? Come on. This guy's just got a rifle over here. This dude. They're ready to go. Ready to fucking go. Yeah. It's these damn kids. It's like Clark Griswold. Maybe the kids have been messing with it. I'm going to go check. Do you guys want to do a watch party of Christmas Vacation at some point this holiday season? Let me know. We could do one like on a weeknight or something like that. Jeez. Yeah. This guy acts so cavalier about everything. I know you're hysterical because you're a woman. Jeez. Dude, for 8 years and that's how you played piano just because you've got something stressful going on in your personal relationship. It was like you've never played. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. It's like, I don't wanna marry your ass. She's really her performance, I I think needs more attention paid to it. Olivia Hussey is fantastic in this film. The timing, the pacing of the delivery of dialogue, the cadence, what she does with her face while speaking and, while thinking, like, she's really there. The character feels very believable here to me. What's the big deal? That guy's hair cracks me up. Oh, that's the heartbreaker there. She's like, "Look, dude, I'm just not in love with you. Like, don't you get it? I didn't wanna have to say that to you. I was hoping you would get the point by saying I didn't want your baby. Maybe if I loved you, maybe I probably would want the baby." They really got the American flags there just to try to trick you, you know? I love John Saxon dressing him down here. Scrooged is my favorite, Jamie. Love that movie. Hell yeah. Yeah, Scrooged is amazing. Arguably Bill Murray's best performance. Um, I think it's my favorite Christmas movie. Have you guys seen A Christmas Story Story, like the official sequel that they did that came out a couple years ago? Um, I love that movie. It is so much better than it has any business being. And the crazy thing about A Christmas Story story, they bring back Peter Billingsley and all of that. He plays Ralphie in the 70s. It's what's crazy about it is you can watch it in the order they were released. You can watch the original Christmas Story and then that sequel, or you can watch A Christmas Story story first because at the end of the movie, he starts like telling his story of when he got the Red Ryder BB gun. And so you could like reverse watch those movies. It's really interesting. I think I might do that this year is do a reverse watch. Fellatio. John Saxon's the charisma. She gave it to you. I'll pull a slasher Fred here with the other detective laughing there in the background. There's a scene in Porky's where Miss Ballbricker is trying to explain, describe the member of one of the male students. And this guy here, Mr. McGrath, whose name I keep on messing up, Doug McGrath, he is laughing hysterically in the background as this whole naughty sexual thing is described. Oh, they're getting into the big time abortion talk. Cody says, man, Peter got screwed in this movie. Not that screwed. Get your minds out of the gutter. Yeah, I mean, at the end, his character has a lot of flaws. He doesn't deserve to die, for sure, or be painted as a killer. Yikes. Yeah, I think it's really, really good, Jamie. I think, you know, Kate's watched it with me the last couple years. We haven't like discussed it, in depth, but I think she's a little more lukewarm on it. I haven't really heard from many people that I've talked to about it that they really enjoyed it, but I think it gets so close to capturing like the magic of the original. I think there's a lot of respect there with the way they told the story and the way they, the production value and bringing back original actors and all that awesome stuff. Um, and yeah, I think I'm going to do the reverse watch this time. Yes. Have you seen this, prick? What's happening, Antonis? Great to see you, man. Hope you're having a great December thus far. Hell yeah. I want to watch that one sometime soon. So yeah, I've got a lot I want to watch this month for sure. Vanderhoff says, hot take, I do not like A Christmas Story. I do not like Christmas Vacation. All right. Hey, it's not all for everyone. I think that, my family started watching A Christmas Story. It was like the mid 80s. My siblings saw it in the theater, like Jamie Hart. But as some of you might know, it wasn't really a hit until years later. But they saw it in the theater and they really enjoyed it. So it was a movie that we've been watching as long as I can remember in my household. Like growing up as a kid, we watched it every Christmas Eve. So once it got like ridiculously overhyped and overmarketed and all that kind of stuff, I was already in love with it, so it didn't rub me the wrong way. But yeah, I mean, as long as you like Black Christmas, Dave. There you go. Ryan is Canadian. I got told I sound Norwegian. There's a little bit of that in the northern states here, Ryan, in Minnesota. Like there's a little bit of that kind of accent. Minnesota and Wisconsin have accents that, there is the population that originally moved there, like, years and years ago. There was a lot of that Northern European, Norwegian, Finnish, all that kind of stuff. Those folks moved there. Interesting. Don't like Christmas Vacation that much either. Oh, the first Vacation film and Christmas Vacation are my two faves. Yeah, some Canadians sort of do. But I mean that whole like bean instead of bin. Trying to think of some others. Just the way certain words are pronounced. Have a great rest of your night, Dean. Hope it's an awesome night at work. Thank you so much for kicking it with us here. And yeah, we'll put together something for the members tomorrow, Dean. I feel bad that I've missed a couple weeks, but now that I'm feeling better and my face is all healed and everything like that, check it out. Yeah, there you go. Looking all right. Yeah, we'll do something for the members. So have a great night at work. Really appreciate you kicking it with us. And of course, appreciate you being a member, man. Take care. So the guy wearing the tablecloth has bugged the phone. These cops, dude. John Saxon just no. It's another number. There haven't been any calls. Well, what if that number's been making the calls? Come on. English and French heritage. All right. Yeah, I've got English, Irish, German, and Cherokee up in me, Ryan. It's not just you, Antonis. That is exactly that is explicitly not even implied. It's explicitly stated in the film that that's what happens. Um, I think the movie still works without that element, and that element was sort of like a put off for me. See, again, they're sort of trying to make you think that it could be that Peter's having a psychotic break here. Oh, this is heartbreaking from Phil. It is the OG. So good. There you go, Gory. Oh, interesting. And then I guess if you're, are you in Alberta, Ryan? I mean, if I remember correctly, you're an Oilers fan, right? So I don't know if you live near Edmonton, but I would imagine you're somewhere there in Alberta, right? That's where Edmonton's in Alberta, right? Hopefully, I'm not. I pride myself on being a good student, but I haven't taken geography since middle school, pretty much. Yeah, there you go. Exactly, Jamie. Yeah, it is grotesquely made clear. Oh, I've never heard of or seen the Spiral Staircase, Slasher Fred. That it is creepy though. The whole eye thing is very creepy. Do you think it inspired the eye from The Ring? Does anyone think that Black Christmas inspired the eye from The Ring? Here we go. We got tablecloth, man. Looks like a British musician from the 60s. Look at this. Imagine this. This is what it was like if you had to like trace phone calls and like imagine, look at that whole room. And then think about what it is today. It's like a computer. Hey, no worries, Antonis. You can always watch it on the replay. Seriously, guys, never have to apologize for missing a stream. Of course, there's no obligation. I appreciate every one of you guys and appreciate every time you can make the lives. But man, it is really helpful. Even if you miss it live, at least check some of it out on the replay. Just go back to the stream, check it out. It really helps push the stream along. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. You could even ask me about the hot chocolate in the in a comment. But yeah, want to know what brand of hot chocolate? I was drinking Swiss Miss. I really love Swiss Miss, and I just go straight. It's just the straight hot chocolate. It's not like the half sugar shit. It's not the stuff with the marshmallows because they just by the time you stir the cup of cocoa, the mushroom or the mushrooms, the marshmallows are all gone anyway. So I just go for regular. If I want marshmallows, I buy the jet puffed or whatever, and I like the minis. I like putting in those minis. I don't do it all the time. Last night I did a little whipped cream on it. It was great. All right. Jamie says the Spiral Staircase is worth checking out. When did it come out? Oh, and we got that unicorn. So is this Barb that's about to get it right now? We're kind of approaching the climax here. And I'm approaching a different kind of climax. Dave says, my wife and I wait until Christmas Eve and we watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. And then when we open presents on Christmas Day, we watch Black Christmas. That's amazing, man. That's really cool. That's really cool. And the unicorn's gone, right? Is that what they're showing us there? Oh, different room. Right? Or is that Margot Kidder? I can't tell. She's laying down. I'm looking at her from a weird angle. I still need to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. What's happening, Herbert Geddes? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a great weekend thus far. Welcome, welcome. Nestle is Antonis's favorite brand. All right, there you go. What's the other one? There's like Carnation makes okay hot chocolate. I don't know. I guess Swiss Miss, for whatever reason, to me, as far as like powdered hot chocolates go, it's the one that seems the most creamy to me. All the other ones, because I use water. I don't use milk when I make hot chocolate. I use water, and Swiss Miss to me is the most creamy. I like that word, creamy. Cherry black, creamy. Oh, it's really good. Yeah. We have some candy canes, so you can like pop a little candy cane in there and get a little peppermint action going. Oh, wow. Spiral Staircase in 1946 and a remake in 75. Both not in theaters. Yeah. Were you even born in 1975? Were you even alive then, Jamie? I don't know. That wholesome smile that Olivia Hussey has right there, even though everything she's going through, like she is just, her performance here is great. And she's adorable. I mean, come on. Gotta love Olivia Hussey. I love eggnog. You know, I haven't drank egg. I don't think I've ever drank eggnog with booze in it. I think I've only had non-boozy version. Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, Ryan knows what's up. I'm a milk guy. I don't put water in my hot chocolate. Yeah, and I should use milk because Kate just went to Costco and bought like the 3-pack of milk, so we have to get through some milk. So after the stream tonight, I'll make myself some hot cocoa and I'll use some creamy cherry blossom. That's right, Ryan. Absolutely right. Yeah, why did Reagan from The Exorcist call to harass the girls at the sorority house? That's pretty funny. Damn. There we go. We finally get a little look at Billy. The classic shot. And he did it. Oh, whoa, no blood on that first time. That must have been a mistake. This whole very stylistic, those shots with the black in the background. Like this is very like giallo kind of feel here. And the carolers juxtaposed with the menagerie and the murder, and there she is, she's happy and she has no idea that something extremely grim is happening right at the same time. Beautiful stuff. When you look at a movie like Black Christmas, specifically this scene, it really is sort of a cinematic symphony. There's a lot going on right there all at the same time, and it's all connected and interweaving in a fascinating way. That's the reason why this movie is remembered as a classic. I think sometimes as movie fans, we think about like just images and we think about like moments and we think about them in a singular way, but also like there are movies that like stack and overlap and do, just extremely creative with what they do. And of course we have Billy here making what, he makes a call before every murder, right? All right, there you go. Hello. Sure, yeah, I think they create an eerie, creepy vibe, when they cut back and forth between all that. Yeah. Yeah, Antonis, And I guess this is a good time to bring it up again. I reviewed all the Black Christmas movies last year when the channel was just under 300 subs, and I've been I posted my Black Christmas 2019 review. I did a new thumbnail for it, changed the title and stuff, and I shared it on the community tab. So hop on over to the community tab and check it out. I yeah, I think if you guys have been following the channel for any amount of time, you probably know how I feel about Black Christmas 2019. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Herbert. I've not seen that movie, but uh, it comes very highly recommended by our lovely Miss Jamie Hart. And yeah, I should check it out because I really enjoy Olivia Hussey as a performer. Dave says, I watched Black Christmas 2019 again, and I actually like it. Separate it from any other Black Christmases, and I take it for what it is. I look at it as a PG-13 movie called Sleigh Girls. If you spell sleigh the other way, right? Like sleigh bells. You could call it sleigh bells and do bells like Belles. Yeah, I don't know, Dave. I mean, of course, everyone's free to have their own opinions. To me, Black Christmas 2019 is the literal definition of travesty. It is a complete misrepresentation of Black Christmas. This guy's pulling down his pants. Oh my God, he shot a cop for trespassing. That's amazing. We felt, growing up in Alaska, I can say that we feel the same way. Like you shoot a cop if he trespasses, right? Yeah, Black Christmas 2019 has a lot of problems. Check out my review. I like that review only got like 230 views on it. So go check it out. Cuz that movie to me is pretty insulting, I think. Leanna, how are you doing? So great to see you. Hope you're having an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for coming on in and hanging out with us. Love seeing you pop in. One of our great channel members and amazing community members. Guys, if you hop in on any other live streams going on in the horror community, you will find Miss Leanna. This film was the first holiday-themed slasher. It gave us the first phone call killer. Why is Black Christmas so criminally overlooked, says Herbert Geddes. I think it's just I think it's the fact that it just came out when it did. There was 4 years between this and Halloween. Everyone talks about how Halloween kicked off the slasher craze. And I do think that that's true because I think Halloween like popularized it, just because it kicked it off doesn't mean that it's the original. But I do think that Halloween's responsible for kicking off the slasher craze. I think, and then there are Peter saying, please help me, just like Billy said. I think it's criminally overlooked just because of its age. I mean, it's one of those things where if you guys were over on Dave's channel the other day when he was doing the half-star reviews of the original Halloween, and people were saying it's slow, it's boring, nothing happens. And I'm not saying that about Black Christmas, but just in general, when people, especially the more modern we get and as time moves on, when you go back 50 years and watch a movie, you may say to yourself, oh, it was just boring. It was a bunch of phone calls and waiting around for stuff to happen. Like, I could see some jaded person just watching this movie and not giving it a shot, They're like, oh, this isn't Terrifier 3, so it's boring. Like, what I just feel like there's a certain group of folks out there that are horror fans that sort of feel that way. And I think that's why it's so criminally overlooked, unfortunately. And it's funny too, because year round, like I think during October, I think you could watch Black Christmas on YouTube for free. And then now it's on Peacock and Prime. Last year it was on like Shudder and it was on a Shutter, Peacock, something like that. So it's always on the streaming platforms. There's no reason why. Shout out to Pennywise. There's no reason why Pennywise the band, not the clown, although they're named after the clown. There's no reason why the film isn't massive. I mean, no joke, guys. I put Black Christmas pretty high up there on my list, especially if we're talking like first films in a franchise. Yeah. Like, I think this is better than A Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it's better than Friday the 13th. I think it stands very, very tall right there with Halloween. Maybe not neurotic, but absolutely erotic. What? Not big on Alfred Hitchcock. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. No, I think Psycho's just okay. I think the Birds is just, it's not for me. It's for the Birds. Rear Window, I think, is really good. Vertigo is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Vertigo's heartbreakingly good. Rope by Alfred Hitchcock. Wow. Rope is where it's at. Really good shit. No, I think Hitchcock's very important. I think Hitchcock is like the Kubrick of horror. Not that Kubrick didn't do horror. Obviously, there's The Shining, and 2001 has horror elements. But to me, Hitchcock is one of those guys. It's like everyone's influenced by Hitchcock. Even if you didn't watch Hitchcock, you've watched somebody that's been influenced by Hitchcock. There you go. 6 when this movie came out. All right, a 68 baby. Antonis, that for me, it's easy. It's Black Christmas 74, 06, 2019. Although I'd like throw 2019 in a barrel and light it on fire. I like the first two. If I'm doing start bench cut, it's 74, 06, 2019. For those who don't know, Black Christmas 74 is Steve Martin's and Elvis Presley's favorite horror movie. That's awesome, Bronson. And hey, Bronson, welcome to the chat. One of our great channel members there, Bronson Wright Wolf. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, bud. It's been a while since we've seen you in the chat, so love seeing you pop on in. Yeah, that's a big thing with Elvis, right? Like Elvis is, used to watch it every year. I would imagine, when did he pass away? Was it late 70s, early 80s, something like that? Well, we've heard a lot of peculiar shit tonight. And look at that wallpaper back there. Oh, it just screams 1970s. I fucking love it. Sometimes I'm easy to please. I like new glossy things. Like I didn't hate Afraid and I loved Megan. Yeah, I haven't seen those movies. And yeah, 2019 Black Christmas, it doesn't look bad or anything. I think the acting's pretty weak. The script is the weakest part of the story. It's especially as somebody that lived in Portland, Oregon for 11 years. It's like you put an AI bot in Portland during that time and then had them write a movie about toxic masculinity. It is the most like on the nose, dreadful, like it's almost like Kevin Smith writing, one of his bad movies because he has plenty of those. After Mallrats, it's all downhill. You know what I mean? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back's pretty fun. But yeah, 2019, my wife and I, we had to like pause it a few times just to make fun of it. It is, yeah. Yeah, TCM 74. TCM and Black Christmas came out, I think it was the same month, right? Wasn't it? Or maybe TCM was August and then Black Christmas was October. Oh, for sure, yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Yeah, I mean, Psycho and Peeping Tom came out in 1960. Those are definitely slashers. Oh, there we go. Elvis passed away just a few years later. Okay. That's really cool. It's really cool that they watch it for him. It's a really good movie. So, you know what? I'm not the biggest Elvis Presley fan. He never wrote a song or anything like that. He was basically just the face for the writers. It was sort of like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys in that way. Um, but shout out to Elvis for having some good taste in horror films. Because to be into Black Christmas back in the day, I mean, we talk about how underappreciated it is now. Imagine what it was like back then. Shout out to Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know. I don't get the reference. I don't know any of Sabrina Carpenter's music. Remember, Prince, I'm very old and I don't listen to much pop music. Yeah, Herbert, we were talking about that before. Yeah. Yeah, Bob told John what he would do with the next movie, and then John kind of made his own movie out of that. Yeah. And as far as I know, Bob was also like, "Hey, I'm not saying he ripped off my idea. I think it's awesome that he made his movie." We had that conversation, and I'm not trying to like throw any shade or any weird shit. At the Black Christmas '06 or this one? Where's the baby? And it just so happens like he's gonna say where's the baby anyways, right? It just so happens that when he says it to her, it's got this added meaning. Yes. Everything was a beige. I enjoy parts of Dogma. I think it's very heavy-handed. That's why I compare it, that's why I compare Black Christmas 2019 to Kevin Smith, because I think is Dogma thinks it's being really smart by having that point of view on like religion, and particularly Catholicism. But as somebody that grew up Catholic, I'm like, dude, I was like 15 when that movie came out, 15 or 16, and I felt that way. And like I feel like Dogma tries to act like it's some profound point, and I don't think it really is. I think Dogma is kind of, for me, a big swing and a miss for sure. Kind of a bit up its own ass. And it could have used more Jason Lee, because Jason Lee's incredible and he should have been in that movie a lot more. And I even think that Chasing Amy is pretty insulting, and something that honestly doesn't look like it aged very well based on how we look as a society, how we look at sexuality and orientation and all that. Very interesting. Yeah, there's the second line, John Saxon. Yeah, finally figured it out. Finally figured it out. Come on, y'all. Jennings, where you at? Jennings, as Michael G. Munns would say, he dead. Yeah. I have all sorts of hot takes, Prince. I get it. I get it. They're very hot. They're not very popular. I probably sound like somebody that's very bitter, and really, I'm not very bitter. I'm just a little bitter. Yeah. We were talking about that earlier too, Herbert. Yeah. Twitch of the death nerve. Good shit. Yeah, he did turn 90. He's living down in Argentina. Me too, Herbert. Yeah. Well, they just straight up say that, yeah, he was jaundiced, and that was one of the reasons why he was, had a abusive, unfortunate existence. A very interesting decision. Yeah. got some great, like, some of the moments are good, and some of the performances and all that. I remember it being really controversial, and then when I watched it, I was like, I don't understand why it's controversial, really. Um, I think once Kevin Smith tried to when he started trying to like make these grand points, he's just not a George Romero about it, really. He's a late era he's a survival of the dead George Romero about it. Because to me, it's like Mallrats is the best Kevin Smith ever got. Like that's the peak. And I think it's his best film. I think it's better than Clerks. Because I just want to laugh and it's really funny. It's funny shit. Get the fuck out of there, Jess. Get the fuck out now. Don't you go upstairs, Jess. Get the fuck out of the house. Come on, what you doing? Go over there. Somebody go to the house. Yeah, forget about Barb right now. Save yourself. Yeah, she's dead too. Yeah, both of them gone. Yeah, it's sad, man. It is sad. She's really good in that movie too. Brenda? Dick. I've not. I've not. I think is that one of those like Kevin Sorbo movies or something like that, I think. Paula, I'm a believer, but I'm the kind of believer where sometimes I don't watch that sort of stuff because I'm like, I don't, it is literally preaching to the choir. So I just don't feel like I need to watch it. And yeah. I don't know. I mean, some of my favorite horror movies just aren't even themed around any holiday. I think as a horror fan, it's more exciting when we get more of the Christmas horror themed movies because we haven't had as much of them. But then as time goes on and we get more, we do have more. So it is fun. Like once the fall hits, it is cool to be able to watch movies like Pumpkinhead and all that, like that just sort of put you in that vibe and put you in that time of year. So I guess I'll say Halloween, Antonis. There we get more POV, but from Jess. Yeah, she was really good. 40 days. All right. Pretty good schedule. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so quotable, Jamie. Waste not, want not. Oh, damn. They're all displayed and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that is so creepy. He's got the blue eye with like the amber sort of like in around his pupil. That's a really interesting look. Yeah, and Herbert, the doctor told him that him smoking the joint before he went out for his first set is like what saved his life. That the joint just slowed everything down enough. It's crazy. And we are coming in on we're getting very close to the end here, folks. Jess has made her attack on Billy and she's hiding from him. And she thinks at this point, I think that she thinks it's Peter. Peter. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, I never watched 90210. This is intense shit. What do you guys think of my sweet background here on the stream? That picture of Billy in the background. I'm pretty pumped on it. Gonna say, honestly. Yeah. It's just how he is. He's just the best cop in a horror movie. Yeah, I never watched Charmed either. Is that are they all like witches in that one? What's the deal? Is it like Buffy, but if it was three witches instead of a vampire hunter? Steve Martin claimed he had seen Black Christmas in 1974 27 times when he met Olivia Hussey. That's amazing. Because she pretty much forced him. I've never seen Cujo, Nicholas. Never have. Oh, thank you so much, Herbert. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one too. It's held up nicely for me. There's a local company here in the Phoenix area, and they're at all the conventions. And I got a Halloween hat from them, and I also got this Dawn of the Dead. I really want to get a. They have a Dead Alive, but I think it says Brain Dead instead of Dead Alive. And I know that Brain Dead's the real name of the movie, but I know it is Dead Alive, so I kind of want that name on there. Blue zombies in the mall. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like my cat. Oh, geez. Not helping your cause here, bro. Not helping your cause. It makes you seem very suspicious, guy. Jess, it's Kirdalia. I'm wearing my green turtleneck and I have my helmet hair. I want to say hi to you. Where are you, Jess? And 6 years before this, he was in 2001 A Space Odyssey. Crazy. Have a good one, Antonis. Enjoy. I'll have to watch that one sometime soon. This is the look my cats have on their face when I go to pick them up. Damn, he dead. Break down that door. Here's Johnny. Oh, looks like she killed her boyfriend, see? John Saxon got his Dick Tracy outfit on. It just needs to be yellow, but it's a good outfit. Qua? Damn. So what? She's like knocked out. He's dead. He's got very like thick looking painted on blood. She just fall asleep. She's bored. She reviews Halloween half star. I do it in my gums, that kid. I'm drunk. True. Gotta have that fedora, you know? Groggy. Look at that giant clock, dude. No one has a clock that big. They're just trying to convey to the audience that it's. Wait, it's 4 in the morning? Interesting. It was that late. Picking a scab off the top of my head. Don't do that, Cody. Let it heal. Yes, she played Juliet. Yeah. Yeah. She played Juliet and she shows her sweet titties. Breast. As Raw Silly said last night. We got to see some breast. Everyone's had or a little like pimple or something that crusts over because you accidentally like cut it open when you're scratching. Yeah. Herbert, you're right on it, man. It is unhappy. What about you didn't see Night of the Living Dead before this one, Jamie? Looks like a comfy bed. Heater right there at your feet. Nice chair in the corner. Sweet little room. And no one stays in the room with her guarding her. Shit. Sorry, guys, just doing the clock sound. But yeah, if you guys want to watch another Christmas movie, we'll do, the Twisted Locker guys and I will put together something for Black Christmas 2019 to just sort of tear into it. I think that would be really fun. And then, yeah, maybe we could do one that's non-horror. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. There you go. There you go. Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead. Did you see that before 84? Oh, he's effing still there. And this is one of, when some of the folks are like, I can't watch It's Me, Billy, because they're like, Billy's still alive. Jess is probably dead. That's probably true in this version of the film, but I still think it's cool that they made It's Me, Billy, chapters 1 and 2, just to expand on that story. Paula wants to watch Christmas Vacation. All right. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, sometimes you got to do that, bring your own clothes, man. There you go. Herbert Getty says, I think Silent Night, Deadly Night is my #1 Christmas horror. Yeah, speaking of that, let's go ahead and close out our poll. 31 votes, 71% of people say that yes, Black Christmas. Oh, 32 votes. Oh, shit, it keeps on climbing up. Everyone's just noticing the poll right now. And yes, Mrs. Mack and Claire are still sitting up there in the attic. No one doing anything about it. That is literally and figuratively a chilling shot right there. Really, really good stuff. Yeah. And we get the phone ring coming up here. All right. So I'm going to cap it off. 37 votes. 65% of 37 people say that Black Christmas is the best horror film of all time. And 35% say no. Get that dog barking. There it is. Christmas Vacation. There it is. That fucking phone ringing. Whew. And he would make a call after every kill, right? I love how the movie ends without music. It's just, like the way that Dave says, just leave them with that feeling. So you just have the wind blowing through the trees and the phone ringing. So good. Really, really good here. Oh, I did not know that, Bronson. That's a good pick. It's a good pick for him. Always have to watch the 74 animated Rankin Bass Was the Night Before Christmas with the Trundle and Mice families and the clock in December. Yeah, I haven't seen those in a long time. But yeah, when I was a kid, they were always on as like reruns, in the 80s and stuff. Well, there we go, folks. That is Black Christmas 1974. The phone is still ringing. And now the screen has officially gone to black. And we have celebrated, shared stories about, little factoids about, and watched the original holiday horror Black Christmas from 1974, directed by Bob Clark and written by Roy Moore. Some really, really good stuff there. Such an effective film that for me, just like I said at the beginning of the stream, it works better and better every single time I watch it. I love this movie so much. I'll probably watch it again this holiday season, just, without having to pay attention to a chat, just being able to soak it all in because this one is special. Absolutely. So, yeah, this was awesome, guys. We got a couple hours in, really, really fun. We can hang out for a couple minutes here. The phone rings 13 times at the end. There you go. Most 70s films endings are dark and depressing until Rocky and Star Wars gave people hope again. Yeah, it was sort of a theme in the 70s, especially just to sort of give you that gritty realism that there's not always a happy ending. Cody says, I like watching the older commercials too. I love the Honey Nut Cheerios commercial with Ebenezer Scrooge. I'm sure I grew up seeing that, but I can't think of it right at this moment. But yeah, the commercials during Christmas were so special back in the day, and getting the old catalogs and looking through the video game section and all that kind of stuff was really exciting too. I always wanted that proton pack or whatever from Ghostbusters. Never got one. Always wanted one. Yeah, it was so much fun. Christmas, the wonderment of Christmas as a child is truly special and unique. Yeah, this was great, guys. Really appreciate you kicking it with us here on the watch party for 1974's Black Christmas, one of my favorite horror films of all time, and I would say the greatest holiday horror of all time. I don't even think it's, for me, that it's really close with this one. I love this one to death, and yeah, really appreciate you guys kicking it with us here on the live chat. Thank you so much if you're watching this after the fact. I really appreciate you checking out the replay. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the film and all the other wild kind of shenanigans we got into during the conversation here. Yeah, guys, I will be putting together something here for the members so we can have a hangout tomorrow. I don't know what that hangout's going to be like, but let's put our heads together and find something that would be really fun for you guys and, not too humiliating for me. How about that? Thank you so much to the Death Squad mods. We had Cody Snyder, Brooke Scarlett, who just became a mod today, and Jamie Hart in here. Jamie was really put to the test at the beginning of the stream and was throwing some amazing haymakers at those dreaded trolls out there that are, running with their tail between their legs after that. So really appreciate you guys kicking it with us. You guys fuel everything we do here at the channel. The channel members, the patrons, you guys are amazing. The goddamn commercialization. G.I. Joe aircraft carriers where stars were born. That's amazing, Leanna. Hope you have a Merry Christmas as well, Bronson. We'll be live plenty of times between now and then, so feel free to jump on in and hang out with us. No more final girls get it. Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I think that they handle it so well in this movie. I understand that it was a controversial topic, but I think it's handled very, very fairly here. Really, really, yeah, the whole movie is just so well balanced. And speaking of well balanced, just an hour and 37 minutes. Ooh, yes. Yes, not too long. Don't keep me around forever. I got shit to do with my life, slasher films. Yeah, guys, this has been amazing. Let's see here. Is there anything else that I want to say out there? There's that little Venmo QR code if Big Rod is watching after the fact. That is the way to make sure if you want to contribute financially to the channel and you don't want anyone else taking any of the money. That's the best way to do it. Certainly no obligation, just you guys showing up, hanging out, engaging in the chat, liking the stream, all that stuff. Like that's where it's at. That's got to happen to make sure that we continue growing and continue that march to 2,000 subscribers. So, yeah, guys, that's it for me tonight. I will be back tomorrow for the members only. So if you're not a member yet and you want to get a little exclusive hangout and see what the members get that you don't get, it's just 99 cents a month to open up the membership perks. So yeah, do not hesitate to get that going. And hi guys. Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.